I was a senior in high school at Whetstone High School in Columbus, Ohio. And all of a sudden, there was a girls' track team. And it was because of Title IX. Well, before Title IX, we had intramural volleyball and intramural softball. But if you wanted to earn a letter for a sport, you had to be a cheerleader. So that meant you had to dress in a short skirt. At my school, in the wintertime, you had to leave your legs exposed. You had to wear saddle shoes, which were horrible to jump in. And you had to wear Spankies. And that's how you got a letter. It was equality. I can remember that the only sport I could earn a letter in was cheerleading. And when the team that we were cheering for would go to their games, whether it was basketball or football, they would be able to ride the bus. And we said, we don't think it's safe for us as cheerleaders to go a bunch of teenagers in cars together. And they tried us on the bus once, and they said, no, you can't do the same thing as the boys. We can't have you on the bus with the boys. And so we got relegated to having to drive ourselves. We didn't have parents drive us. There were usually seniors driving sophomores. But about 2 years after I graduated from high school, there were baseball players at Whetstone, where I went to high school, who were driving to some kind of a practice together. And they went over railroad tracks and didn't see the train coming, and one of them was killed. It was a little brother of one of my close friends. And so Title IX meant equality. And when I see girls involved in sports today, whether it's running or basketball or any kind of sport that a girl would be participating in and able to earn a letter for her participation, that's the way that it should be. I thought that it was esteem building for girls through running, and that maybe there'd be girls from underprivileged areas who had never had a good pair of tennis shoes, and that they learned to do something that they hadn't done before and could build on it for the future. But I was really surprised when I went to the 5K to see kids from all walks of life, and teachers and schools involved and parents involved, and really, despite the fact that it was raining, there was this real sense of happiness and uplifting. So I stood at the finish line, and my husband actually was driving around, a photographer, on the back of a scooter. So fortunately I was by myself, because I got a little bit emotional at the time. I remembered vividly then how much my father had done for me when I didn't have Title IX, and even when I just started to have Title IX, because I would see girls coming across the finish line, and I saw some holding hands with their moms, and then when I saw them holding hands with their dads, I really got choked up. It brought everything flooding back to me. And even though my dad's been gone for 24 years, I realized that he didn't just teach me running, and that running wasn't just for the sake of running, but it was the discipline that I learned. It was the ability to set goals. It was the ability to achieve them and the satisfaction of achieving them. And when I saw dads doing that with their daughters, I thought, what a great thing. Girls on the Run is a phenomenal organization, and it's a growing organization. And I think about running and just leaving dust in your path. I think that's where Girls on the Run is going. When you talk about running and just leaving dirt in your path, I think that's where Girls on the Run is going. My hope for girls is that they can be whoever they were meant to be. They can be their best selves, and whether they would pursue something in music, they can still run. Whether they pursue something in running, they can still do music. They can explore their talent, and they can get and achieve this sense of accomplishment that in earlier days I'm not so sure was built into the educational system. Girls on the Run is a way to augment whatever they may or may not be getting in school or at home, and have something that's just their own and for them, and to know that they did it.